There's a quiet whisper in the air around you, a presence that's been circling back to your energy again and again. No matter how far life has taken you both, there's a pull that hasn't faded. It's subtle, like a thought that drifts in when the world is still, or a name that echoes unexpectedly in the rhythm of the day. Someone out there has tried again and again to leave your memory behind, to shut the door on what once was. But no matter how tightly they close it, your presence slips through the cracks. They once believed they could let go easily. That time would dilute the connection. But the more they distanced themselves, the louder your presence grew. It isn't just nostalgia. It's not a passing memory. It's something rooted deep in their spirit. An impression, a warmth, a sense of unfinished meaning. Something about you lives in them. Not as a wound, not as a regret, but as a resonance they can't ignore. You changed them. The way you looked at life, the way you held space for truth, for softness, for real emotion, it stayed with them. They've tried to drown it in distraction, to paint over it with the brushstrokes of new routines. But it lingers. Not like a storm, but like a scent that clings to a familiar shirt tucked away in a drawer. At one point they thought it was good that you two had drifted. Felt like the natural order of things. But the more time has passed, the more that silence has turned into longing. They don't say it out loud, maybe not even to themselves. But in their quietest moments, your name surfaces. Not because they're stuck in the past, but because a part of them knows the story isn't over. And so now, something is stirring inside them. Shift. A decision. They may not have the perfect plan, but they feel compelled to reach out. To open the door again. Not recklessly, but thoughtfully, carefully. They want to reconnect in a way that feels honest, real, and grounded. They won't flood your world. They won't rush in. Instead, they'll show up gently, perhaps with a message that seems casual on the surface, but carries more meaning than they'll admit. This time, they're not relying on chance. They're choosing to lean into the unknown with purpose. They've realized that some connections don't follow a straight path, and that's okay. What matters now is intention. And their intention is simple: to explore the possibility of something more. Something still alive between you. Don't be surprised if it feels like everything clicks into place when they return. The energy may feel new but familiar. There won't be the same guessing game or silence. They're coming with clarity now. With sincerity. Their actions will reflect what they've felt for a long time but haven't known how to express. It may feel like things are moving faster than you expected. But fast doesn't always mean forced. Sometimes when the timing is right, things align quickly, because they're finally free to unfold without resistance. Trust your instincts. If it feels real, let it breathe. You don't have to leap. Just don't close the door before seeing what's on the other side. The universe has a way of bringing people back into our lives at the exact moment they're meant to return. Not a second too soon. Not a second too late. And right now, there's a reason for this timing. This isn't random. It's intentional. Every piece of your journey has led here, to a moment where vulnerability and courage meet. If you're wondering whether to open yourself up again, consider this. You've grown. You're not who you were when things fell apart. Neither are they. And maybe, just maybe, that growth has created space for something better than what came before. Look around. You might notice signs, subtle nudges from the universe that something is building. One such sign is the phase of the moon that often appears when hearts are preparing to align. The gibbous moon. It's the phase just before the full moon, where the light is growing but not quite whole. That's exactly where this connection stands, on the edge of becoming. Not in the past, not in the future, but in the sacred space of becoming. The gibbous moon is a symbol of momentum, of anticipation, of energy waiting to find its form. Just as the moon prepares to bloom fully, So too is this relationship on the verge of awakening. It's a time to reflect on how far you've come and to trust the unfolding, even if it feels uncertain. Not everything has to be perfect right away. Growth rarely is. As they begin to show their heart, you'll feel it. And you'll have a choice. Not to pick up where you left off, but to begin again, this time from a place of truth. Don't rush it. Let it breathe. Step into it with grace and trust that what's meant for you won't ask you to abandon your peace to chase it. This isn't about fantasy or fairy tales. It's about something real, honest, possible. It's about two people finding each other again. Not by accident, but by a series of invisible threads that never really broke. As this chapter opens, remember, the universe rewards openness. It responds to faith. Even small acts, like a kind word to a stranger, a moment of compassion, or a willingness to forgive, create ripples that echo far beyond what we can see. If you feel called to claim this message, say yes. Not out loud, just within your heart. And if you can, pass that energy on. Someone else might be waiting for a sign too. Before we part, here's a blessing for your heart. May clarity rise where confusion once lived. May you feel brave enough to be soft again. May you choose love not because you need it, but because you're ready to share it. And above all, may you walk forward with peace in your chest, knowing that what's meant for you will not pass you by. Your angels are still nearby. They've watched you learn, fall, rise, and keep going. Now they're gently reminding you that sometimes the path ahead is built on a return, not to the past, but to something real that never lost its spark. So when the moment comes, when you hear from them or see the sign or feel that gentle nudge, don't be afraid. You're ready, and so are they. There's someone out there who carries your memory in a way they never expected to. It's not something they planned. In fact, they tried hard to move past you, to tuck away those moments, to let time and distance do what they're known to do. But something within them resists forgetting. The harder they try to clear you from their thoughts, the more vivid you become. It's not obsession. It's not grief. It's something far quieter yet deeper, like a shadow that's always just at the edge of their sight. They've gone through phases where they convinced themselves that the connection was temporary, a part of life that served its purpose and was meant to end. But that belief faded. What replaced it was a quiet realization. You weren't just another chapter. You were a turning point. And even when silence grew between you, even when the days stretched into weeks, then into months, the feeling remained. Unshaken, unresolved. You altered their world without trying. Just by being you. You offered them a way of seeing life differently. A sense of warmth, honesty, and meaning they hadn't quite known before. And once they felt that, it became impossible to unfeel it. They've done everything they could to quiet your presence in their life. But it's like a song they can't forget. Keeps playing even when they try to shut it off. And now, they're beginning to accept what they once resisted. They don't know exactly what comes next, but the urge to reconnect is becoming too strong to ignore. It's not about going back. It's not about starting over. It's about reaching forward into something honest, even if it's uncertain. They want to try. Not because they need closure, but because something inside them still believes there's more to this connection. You might not notice it right away. Their return won't be loud. It won't come crashing into your life with declarations or drama. It'll be soft. Message. Oh. A moment where you'll feel a familiar energy make its way back in. They'll move carefully, not out of hesitation, but out of respect. For your space, for your heart, and for the journey you've both walked. And when they do reach out, you'll know. There will be a shift in the air. An opening. The tension that once sat between you might dissolve into understanding. Not everything will be figured out in an instant, but something inside you will recognize that this matters. This time they're not acting out of impulse. They're acting from a place of clarity. They've had time to reflect, to grow, to see things more clearly than before. And now, they're no longer avoiding what their heart has been whispering for a long time. The universe has a way of orchestrating moments like this. It brings people back when they're ready, not when they're perfect. So if it feels sudden or unexpected, know that it's been building for longer than you realize. There's a celestial symbol guiding this energy, the gibbous moon. It's the phase right before the full moon, nearly complete, full of promise, filled with momentum. It's a symbol of readiness, of anticipation, of something just about to bloom. That's where you are. That's where this connection stands. Not in the beginning, not at the end, but on the edge of something real. This moment in your life is meant for reflection, for asking yourself not what went wrong but what you've learned, what you want now, what you're open to becoming. Because this isn't about recreating the past. It's about meeting each other as who you are now, and seeing whether something beautiful can grow from there. It's okay to be unsure. You don't have to know what to do immediately. Just don't let fear be the only voice you listen to. Let curiosity in. Let hope breathe even just a little. You've come a long way. You've been through your own storms, walked through your own healing. And because of that, you're stronger than ever. Strong enough to make space for something new, even if it's rooted in something old. The person reaching out to you is doing so not to disrupt your life, but because they've realized your presence never left theirs. They've faced their doubts. They've questioned their own heart. And now they want to stop running from what it's telling them. And maybe, just maybe, the universe is giving you a second chance, this time with more truth, more awareness, and more intention. If you choose to open the door, do it on your terms. Let it unfold slowly. Let it take shape naturally. There's no need for pressure, only presence. Trust the process. Let things reveal themselves one step at a time. Before you go, take this with you. A simple wish for your heart. May you trust what returns to you not because it stayed the same but because it grew. May you walk forward with patience, knowing that the timing of life is not always ours to control. And may you meet whatever comes next with an open heart, strong boundaries, and the wisdom to know the difference between old patterns and new beginnings. You are not alone. Your angels are near, quietly guiding you toward the path meant for you. They aren't asking you to leap. They're simply asking you to listen, to stay open, to follow the signs. When you're ready, take that first step. Even if it's small, even if it's slow. The universe responds to those who move with courage. And right now, everything is aligning to support that courage in you.